Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and today we're going to be unboxing the Age of Tyranny. This is a campaign components box for Too Many Bones, so of course we require the core box of Too Many Bones in order to play. This is a campaign add-on, so this is something that has not been done in the product line for Too Many Bones to date, and this is the first entry of its kind into that line. It's really exciting because this is going to actually add in the ability to play this game in a campaign style, which has never been done. Everything to date before this particular box came out was pick your tyrant and go on an adventure to take that tyrant down. What this box is going to aim to do is to take that element or that chapter of taking a tyrant down and turn it into a campaign, which just already sounds fantastic. So this is one of my most anticipated of the new products coming out, and this will really bolster your Too Many Bones experience if you're looking to pick something up that is new. So the first thing we'll do is we'll talk about the game itself. It was designed by Adam Carlson and Josh Carlson from Chip Theory Games. We're also going to talk a little bit about the back of the box. I'm going to give you a quick idea of what the actual cover looks like by just zooming in just a little bit so you guys can see just the front of the box a bit in terms of detail. Looks absolutely phenomenal. Of course, right now there's shrink wrap, so you're going to have to deal with just a little bit of blur, but in a few seconds I will take that off and then we will go further. So first off, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to show you guys the sides of the box. So we've got, this is kind of the art style, the icons that are showing. This looks very familiar to 40 Days in Daelore that we just unboxed. Again, this is probably the side you're going to want to keep it on so you can keep that title there. It depends on whether you're storing your stuff flat or I guess horizontal or vertical is what I mean to say. We'll flip this over here on the back to take a look. And there you go. Oh, now I don't know very much at all about this one. So this is going to be me unboxing this with very little understanding. Now I know during the Kickstarter some of this stuff was talked about, but this is the one I'm really the most unfamiliar with. But it's by far the one I'm the most excited for because it just adds so many things that just have never been done in this world before, and I'm super excited to check it out. So first off, you got the Age of Tyranny right up top here. You've got a mat, which I am completely unfamiliar with and need to become familiar with very, very soon. It looks like you're keeping your... Well, we'll talk about the mat in a second. I can actually read some of this, but I won't talk about that just now. Wait. You've got some interesting red markers. I have no idea what those are for off the top of my head, but I can see down here they're for scars based on the box contents. You've got some really cool items here. So it looks like you've got a epilogue about Duster. You've got a dagger here down below, which is kind of hard to see. There you go. Campaign cards. You've got, I don't know what these are. It says all party members may draw 2 loot. So you got some type of campaign card thing going on there. I'm not, oh, those must be Boon or Scar cards maybe. Ah, that's what it is. Scar and Boon. Very cool. Okay, I'm seeing what's going on here. So that's really cool. And it's kind of sad that I actually don't know this stuff because way back when the Kickstarter was going on, I was religiously reading everything, but it's been a while since then, and I've been doing so many games that it's kind of flooded out of my memory. So this was the one that was the biggest surprise to me. So but I'm going to go ahead and read this, and then we're going to crack this box open. So, darkness looms over Daelore. 7 tyrants have invaded to subdue and terrorize the land, causing the Gearloc race to retreat from the Deepwood to safety behind Obendar's city walls. The Gearloc Council is demanding the tyrants be dealt with. The journey will be arduous and full of trials and battles that may permanently scar you and render go-to strategies unusable. That's awesome. This is really going to change up the gameplay. Just based on that paragraph alone, I'm already super excited because from my understanding, what this Scar system is going to do is for all those people there that were saying, Too Many Bones always pushes you down the same path, you can find a particular path in your skill tree and just keep doing that. Guess what? This is going to shake that up and break it because these scars are going to come out and they are going to sit inside of your playmat and they're going to stop you from using some of those abilities that you've relied on with a particular character and force you to build a different way. That's awesome. Like that, I can't even, it's perfect. So well done on their account for going ahead with that thought process because that's brilliant. This one here, track your success between games with the new Snapshot Mat. So that must be what this is called. I don't know. That's kind of your tracking system, I guess, as you go through the game. Add infinite variety, variety, I don't know why I can't say that right now, to your journey with new day 1 to 3 encounters. So that was another thing that people had chimed in about. They had said that the day 1 to 3 encounters were too similar and you're always repeating them. They were kind of, in the original Too Many Bones, they were basically you getting your feet wet before you went on a journey. But the problem is there's only a couple of them, and then you do them over and over and over again as you play. So those first 3 days are just kind of after a while, because once you've gone after a different tyrant, the first 3 days just become the exact same thing over and over and over again. This is going to change it up, add some more replayability. That's awesome. Good job on fixing that one as well. It says here, and wrestle with campaign cards. So campaign cards are going to be like these boons, which is this one here in the Scars. And you're going to be wrestling with those as you go through the campaign. It's going to shape every game in a unique way. Age of Tyranny will breathe new excitement and challenge into your adventures through Daelore. So that's awesome. So I'm already losing it. It's really, really far into the video. I just zoomed out extremely fast and probably made everyone sick. I do apologize, but we are going to cut into this thing before I lose my mind with excitement. This is the one I have been really waiting for, because this is going to allow me to do some really cool stuff in terms of, it's going to do some really cool stuff in terms of just playing a campaign with this game. Like, this game has just always been screaming for some type of campaign system, and it's finally here, I think. So here we go. So this is the main box. Now you can actually see the main box without any of the shrink wrap on. Of course, you got the nice sheen across the front there, which pops whenever the light decides to hit it based on my wonderful random turning of the box. There's the artwork at the bottom. Very, very cool. But it's been too long already, and we need to get inside of this box because that's what matters. So let's take this lid off and see what's inside. Oh man. Okay, so here we go. All right, so right off the bat, another one of those deck boxes. Oh, these things are so nice. Okay, well, let's do that first just to see what it looks like. So right out of the gate here, we've got ourselves a box, which is just incredible. Like, look at that thing. Super, super nice. Oh, so good. Love it. Inside, of course, you're going to have some cards. Oh, and you have some other cards. Hey, the first time in Too Many Bones ever that we've seen mini cards. So there's obviously going to be spoilers in this because Scars and Boons are going to have pluses and minuses, so I'm going to be whipping through those pretty fast on this. That's another thing, guys. I won't be sticking around on any particular thing for far too long as I go through this, because I truly don't want to spoil anything. I want you guys to find this stuff as you go, but here is the campaign cards and what they look like style-wise. There's the first one. I don't mind showing you that. And then, of course, this is kind of a back of one of the other ones. Wow. What to say here? This, don't know. Too much going on. Too much excitement I've got right now going through this stuff. Okay, so we're gonna rip into this bag, and I'm gonna show you guys these pretty quick. Again, I'm not gonna show you everything because I do not want to spoil everything, but let's do this quickly. So we've got campaign cards here for a number of different campaigns. You can see they're numbered exactly the same as what you're familiar with anything else for solo or general, but these are just campaigns. So I'm going to have to read up on how these actually get implemented in this story. You've got new special encounters that I'm guessing are going to tie into the campaign that you're choosing to play, so that's really cool. And then on top of that, I think there's some cards here at the back. Oh, so good. So how many of those are there? There are 21 special cards. There are 10 campaign cards. And then after you get past the special encounters, you get to the epilogues. You've got Duster, you've got Nom, you've got Morrow, you've got Gendrix, you've got Drellin. Drellin's the one that we played in our solo playthrough, and we destroyed him pretty good. We got Molemesh, and we've got the Goblin King. There you go, all of them right there. That's so cool. Okay, so we'll put these guys back in the box for now. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Boon and the... I forgot what the other name for this thing is again. The Scars. So for this one, again, I want to make sure I'm going through these fairly quick because I do not want to ruin anything. But what I want to show you guys is that on one side you've got, Boons labeled like so. Then you've got Scars labeled like this. So that's kind of an example of some of the Scars. So again, there's all kinds of different Scars and Boons. Obviously, there's a lot more Scars than there are Boons. Imagine for every maybe chip that there is in the game to represent a Scar, that there's a Scar on this deck, would be my guess. On the other side, because it's not just one-sided, you've got the actual icon of the Scar, and then it also shows you what the thing you're suffering is on the back. So going through the same idea, you've got a whole bunch of these cards, and eventually when you get all the way down to the Boons, which of course there's not as many of, but you can get them. There's even some cool icons here like add a bone to this attempt. Interesting. And then you've got things here like a positive boon, all Gearlocs remove up to 2 Scars. So things like that. Some good stuff. So kind of some things to counteract the Scars. That's pretty cool. What is this? This is another box. It looks like it's got a Scar on the front, so a great storage container. It's just going to store all of your... Ooh, what are these? I don't know what these are. I didn't know there was any dice in this set. But apparently there is. So there is some dice in the set. I cannot tell you what they do or what these icons mean. Some of them are kind of obvious, I guess. They look like some of them take away some swords when you're fighting, remove bones from you, take away your defense. That seems really bad. So some things can happen. That's interesting that way. You've also got at the bottom of this container a bag of these. Oh, there's not just 3. That's good. Because I was reading the back of the box and I was like, there's only 3 Scars? I'm thinking that would be kind of bad. Nope, there's a whole ton of Scars. So these things are awesome because they're going to be markers that are also, I think, a little bit transparent. Oh, those are really cool. So I'll show you a couple of them here in my hand. That's what they look like. Very cool. They're going to literally sit inside of the player mat to block up particular things that those characters can do. There's a whole bunch of them, way more than enough for large campaigns. That's awesome. And they're also high quality as well. So very cool. You get a bag of those inside. Whew, this is beautiful. I cannot wait to try one of these campaigns. And there we go. We got a brand new Snapshot Mat, I guess is what they're calling it. So this thing again has the nice stitching and everything. So let's go ahead and take the packaging off, show you guys what this mat looks like outside of the wrap. This thing's got a ton of holes in it because it's for storing all kinds of different things, and I'm going to have to walk you through this because this is the first time I've even seen this up close and personal. Lots of holes you can see here. Okay, so my guess right off the bat here is you've got health, attack, defense. You've also got skills. So my understanding here is going to be that per Gearloc, you'll put a Gearloc chip in here. You can store their health, their dexterity, their attack and defense dies for their stats across, and then their skill dies over here. And basically that's what you're doing. And that makes perfect sense because there's in every single Gearloc, there's only 4 different types of or categories of skills that you can follow or trees that you can follow. So there's only 4 slots because you just basically take wherever the last die in. So for instance, if you have a trail of skills that are considered red on your character mat and they run from 1 to 4 and you've only made it to 3, you may already have 1, 2, and 3 for dies. You just put the 3rd die in here, and then you just know that when you go ahead and reset up, that you're at that 3rd spot. So that's pretty cool. That's smart, and it looks like it can hold everybody. So you can. It's almost like a save state. So you could just pick this up with all the chips in it and everything. You also on the far right here get a section for all the defeated Tyrants that you're going to kill off during the campaign. You're going to pop them in here as you knock them out one by one. And this is kind of like, this really is like they were saying, a snapshot of where you are in your campaign. You just basically store that somewhere and then you can pick it up and bring it out to start up your campaign again. So very cool. I like that. Okay, so this one here is the reference sheet. So this is going to have information that might fill out more so what I was saying. So take what I just said with a grain of salt because some of this is going to explain what it actually does, and I might have been off there, but I gave it a shot. So the Age of Tyranny reference guide. So you got esteemed subjects. You already know why you've called you here. Blah 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 blah. Lots of good things for you to read from the council. Then you've got welcome to Too Many Bones campaign mode. So there's a little snapshot of that. You've got the campaign rules, the setup, and everything else. So here is a good snapshot of the setup and what everything that's involved. Party rewards, adventure, effects, scars, carryover, tyrant, starting point, required progress, maximum days, and tyrant card area. All kinds of things to read there. You also got a little snapshot over here that actually pinpoints all these things. So you can see here, like party rewards, for instance, is in the 1 slot right up here. So I don't know what this is for. Maybe it's on the back. Not too sure what that's actually referring to. Oh, on the Tyrant card. Oh, interesting. Oh, I see. That makes so much more sense. So maybe on the Tyrant card itself, if you're playing a campaign, there's certain party rewards that you'll gain, scars you'll gain, carryover Tyrant. It talks about on the Tyrant card how all of those things are going to unfold, all of the things coming from this campaign rule section. That's really cool to dive into that. You've also got campaign rules continued here, so adventuring, returning home, taking a break, all that good stuff, a good section of information there. You've got miscellaneous stuff like the Tyrant die, like how to actually handle the dice. The 1 to 3 day special encounters we talked about, the boons, the scars, how they're handled. The Scar Dice, so that's what they're called, I guess. These are the Scar Dice, so that we were wondering what those 3 dice were. That's what they're called. And contents. Very cool. There you go, guys. That's actually going to wrap it up. That is everything that is included in the Age of Tyranny campaign components for Too Many Bones. Absolutely awesome. Cannot wait to add this in. This adds a whole other dynamic to the world and a different way to play, especially the cool factor of being able to not just have it be a kind of a one-shot playthrough. So in other words, you can have your friends over, you can play a game against a Tyrant, finish it, save all of your stuff onto this snapshot, and then move to the next Tyrant in the campaign and continue on. That's really, really cool. And it's also cool that it's not just the fact you're just defeating a Tyrant, but they've also added in these scars and these boons and the ability to potentially change how your actual Gearloc is being built. All that stuff just sounds fantastic. I can't wait to dive in and actually use this during playthroughs. It's going to be fantastic. So that's going to do it. Hopefully this really helps you out to see exactly what you can expect inside the box for Age of Tyranny. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below, are you planning on getting this? Do you already have this coming to you? Are you planning on pre-ordering it? Does this look interesting? What are your thoughts on it? What do you guys think? Is this something that really, really appeals to you guys? The one thing I will notice, will mention that I just noticed, guys, is on the far side of this mat, I just saw this. It's got loot and scars on the far side there. So I don't know if you track them on the left-hand side or not, but maybe you do. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, keep on rolling solo.